before we actually buy the Bitcoin, we've got to have somewhere to put it. And that brings us to wallets. Now, what is a wallet? Just like with many things in the Bitcoin space, wallet is a slight misnomer. When they say Bitcoin is mined, it conjures up images of, digging Bitcoin out of the ground. But Bitcoin happens on computers. They use the word mine because it's familiar. We understand what it is. And a wallet in Bitcoin land is exactly the same type of thing because we don't actually keep our Bitcoin in our wallets. The Bitcoin exists on the blockchain. That's that huge ledger, that huge account that's shared safely and securely across tens of thousands of computers. What the wallet does is it provides access to that Bitcoin. Via a private key, it says, this bit of Bitcoin here belongs to this wallet. So if you want to claim custody of Bitcoin or move Bitcoin, you need to use the private key. Now, there's levels of where you can keep your Bitcoin. There's places where you can put your Bitcoin, and you need to understand what each of them are because they all come with separate pros and cons. Whenever you open up an exchange account, you're going to get a place to put your Bitcoin because if you were to send $100 in, swap it into Bitcoin, that Bitcoin would live on the exchange. It would live in your exchange account. The upside of this is that it's really, really easy. You don't have to remember private keys, seed phrases. You don't have to sign up for any additional software. Normally, when you just open your account with a username and a password, you're going to get your own exchange wallet. The downsides, in my opinion, far outweigh any potential upsides. First of all, an exchange is online, so hackers can get to it. Think of what an exchange is. It's a honeypot. It's tens, hundreds, billions of dollars worth of digital assets all in the same place. If you were a hacker, where would you go? The second thing is if you keep it on the exchange, did you notice I said when you open up an exchange account, you don't get given private keys. So you don't actually custody, you don't actually keep control of your own Bitcoin. You're trusting a centralized third-party institution to be safe and secure with your money. And if there's anything that we've learned through history, it's that whenever a large amount of economic power builds up under a centralized authority, you cannot trust them to do the right thing. So I would tell you, do not keep your Bitcoin on an exchange for 1 second longer than you have to. Hot Wallet is an application that is connected to the internet. That's where the word hot comes from. Hot basically means it's online. And these apps are looking pretty smooth these days. You can download them on your laptop. You download one that syncs to your phone. So when if you're on the go and you want to see what your Bitcoin amount is, you can just check your phone. You get private keys and a seed phrase with it. So you are the custodian. You own that Bitcoin. So it's far more superior to the exchange. It's also very quick and easy to use. If you want to basically take your Bitcoin out, check your balance, or make a small payment in Bitcoin, you can do it from your mobile phone. So it has all these benefits. The obvious drawback comes in the name. It's a hot wallet, right? It's connected to the internet. So again, if someone was to get access to your private keys, they could, in theory, go and take your Bitcoin. And that brings us on to the gold standard, the number one place to keep your Bitcoin safe. It's basically a place which is not connected to the internet. When you open up your cold wallet account, you normally have a piece of hardware, a hardware wallet. And that hardware wallet keeps your private keys separate to the internet. So when you go and log in and transact, you have to introduce your private keys by way of a small piece of hardware. And that separation, and of course the additional security features that come with it, but that separation adds that extra level of security, means that if your Bitcoin is in cold storage, hackers can't reach it. They cannot put the private keys together with the Bitcoin. The private keys are kept offline. So gold standard is cold storage. Now, I use all three of these tiers when using Bitcoin. I use the exchange to buy and sell Bitcoin for a minimal amount of time possible. So if I'm buying, for example, I send my money into the exchange, I convert it to Bitcoin, and I remove that Bitcoin off, either into a hot wallet or a cold wallet immediately. Second of all, I use a hot wallet for small purchases. It's a very easy and convenient way to send people Bitcoin or transact with Bitcoin without having to get out additional hardware and log on. But I only put a tiny amount of money in my hot wallet. The overwhelming majority, I'm talking 99.5% of everything I own in Bitcoin is kept in cold storage. I don't need to move it around all the time, so I want to keep my private keys separate, keep them offline, keep my Bitcoin safe.